what was I going to say? Whatever. Swordfish. Universally negative ratings. I watched it on Film 4. John Travolta, Halle Berry, Hugh Jackman, Don Cheadle, Finney Jones, Timothy Owenson, Tim DeKay. It's good. I think the rating on Rotten Tomatoes is so low. Like, you want to give it a bad rating, give it a bad rating, but 25%, nah. I think it's that low because this film was basically like trying to be like, I'm not like other films, I'm unique. When it wasn't really. Like, I'm a realistic movie when, a helicopter, like a tiny helicopter, is able to pick up a bus full of people and guns and bombs. Like, um, but it's good. I do have a bit of history of this movie because, like, a year ago, I think, or whatever, I realised that my uncle has some DVDs of movies that I want to see. So I borrowed them off him. And he also just like forced me to take a bunch of other. Swordfish was one of them. And like because it's not one of the ones that I was interested in. I didn't read the back reference, so but it's not one of the ones that I had on my list. So I didn't watch it. But my mum said to me that like when Halle Berry started out, she said that she was never gonna do nudity. But she did it in this. And like they paid her like 10 or 20 million to do it. This for like 5 seconds at most. When really like Halle could have kept the private parts private. The studio could have kept $10 or $20 million by just filming from above the neck. Um, I was looking through like what movies were planning on film for a while back, and saw that Red was about. Thought, okay, yeah, it's interesting. Hit record, and then when I recorded, my mum noticed that it was suddenly recording, and she said that that's what that movie was, and I remembered. But yeah, it's good. I don't know why I watched The Grouper. Universally positive ratings somehow. Peacock original series I watched Sky. Or Peacock, I guess. Ron Philippe, Lawrence Fishburne. I don't know why Will Forte doesn't get credit considering he's the main bloody star. But it's terrible. I've never seen the movie yet. I'm not going to. I've also never seen the Saturday Night Live sketches, but I might watch one like right now to see what it's like. But it's SNL, you already know it's going to be crap. Okay, I thought the theme song for the show was cringe, but this is even worse. Like, they didn't even bother changing the font. This is the same font that the original MacGyver used. Like, it's supposed to be a parody of MacGyver, but you can't just, like, use the same font. I don't need to watch anymore. Like, I've heard that's why they all end. He just dies. He gets stuck in a MacGyver situation because it is a parody of MacGyver. Gets stuck in a situation. Oh, I need to make something out of basically nothing, which is what that's like a MacGyver. That's what he's known for. Like, I would use the word MacGyvering, like a verb or a verb. I'm a MacGyver to a lockpick out of a toothpick and some, stuff like that. But just, this was very light because it's SNL, whereas the show was very, not dark, but just very sweary. But it's like it's written by a child. This is better, but it's still nowhere near good. Like, I've never seen the original MacGyver, but when it comes to the reboot, like, in the situations that he's in, like, say he's trapped in a forest, and he's the MacGyver or something, like, get out of the forest, like, just run on with it. And he needs grass, right, and some bark. They get out. Well, he's in a forest. There's grass and bark. With this, it was like, oh, luckily we have a hairbrush in this storage room. Yeah. Chris's universally positive rating. I can't tell if this is a BBC original series or an Alibi original series, but I watched it on Alibi. Laura Fraser, Leave McIntosh. It's good. Oh, sorry, no, wait. It's not good. I didn't like it, actually. What We Do in the Shadows, the show, universally positive ratings, FX original series. I tried to watch it on BBC, but BBC downloaded it with sign language and I couldn't turn it off because I don't think you can. So I just watched it on Disney Plus instead. Matt Berry, Kristen Shaw, Nick Kroll, Jay McDormand. I didn't like it. I liked all mixed ratings. I thought it would have been either all good or all bad. I think it's an Alibi original series. Watch it on Alibi. It's good, except for the part where, what was it? There's something political that the American said, but I don't remember what it was because I've seen all this stuff today. Pretty Hard Cases, mixed ratings. Things actually, no, of course not an Alibi original series. CBC original series I watched on Alibi. Tara Strong. It's bad. And obviously, BLM crap. But white girl balls with the fist of the black girl. I'm an ally. Yeah, put your fist down. That's what the black girl said. The white girl, that's not what I'm saying. I get it's supposed to be a comedy, so that's why the name of it is quite stupid, but the worst name for a show I've ever heard in my entire life. Gopher's Carol, Universally written Peacock original series. Watch it on Peacock. Kate McKinnon, Dean Winters, Kyle MacLachlan, William Fittner. It's good, and I get that it's mostly based off true events, but that scene where Joe seduces the straight guy is terrible. It's like Joe asks this guy something about the guy's girlfriend. He says, no, she cheated on me. Really? As if she could find anyone better than you. And then he switches it to, about being with a guy. He's like, no, I'm straight. Well, man, you watch porn? Yes. What kind of porn do you watch? Well, straight porn, obviously. But I think, like, the guy said something like kid stuff. What? But anyway, we said straight porn. Well, would you would you like the guys to be bigger or smaller? And the guy has said, so he says bigger. I'm thinking like, well, bigger is more pleasure the woman gets, which would make the porn hotter, right? But then Joe says, well, then you're not as straight as you think, and then just sucks his dick. So that's a that's a terrible scene. Uh, um, but other than that, it was good. This sweater has of 18 past 5 p.m. on Tuesday, the 26th of July 2022. So help me God, treading in politics. I have feeling this civilian's threatening to assassinate people. So someone's all about, oh, Mike Pence. Right. And okay, it's mostly talking about Pence's book, but some of it, like this talking about, I'm guessing that's Sebastian Stan, Taylor Hemmer, Richard Mann, because both don't look the same, and you don't even notice it till it gets pointed out. But you know that's not relevant. Mike Pence, yeah, mostly Mike Pence, but not all Mike Pence. Why is Sandy Hook trending? The New York Times is lying here. Well, not lying, they're exaggerating, but still. Alex Jones spread lies for years about the Sandy Hook shooting. I don't know when Sandy Hook happened. I think it was 2013. Let me look it up. Okay, so it happened in 2012, so 10 years ago. So the most amount of time that he could have been spreading the lie for is 10 years. But he didn't spread it for 9 years, 8 years, 7 years, 6 years, maybe not even 5 years. But I know that at some point Alex Jones said, actually, you guys are right. Sandy Hook did happen, because for those who don't know, Alex Jones said that, I think he said that the government covered up, or sorry, the government made up Sandy Hook, that it just didn't happen. But he did eventually take back those words. So, New York Times, shut up. But let's continue. Now, juries will decide in 3 separate trials for some reason how much Jones must pay for the suffering he caused. So, for saying words, Jones has to pay. I don't know. I know that Hitler does have some family that are still alive, and that they don't. All of them don't like Hitler. The fact that he was an evil person, and they are ashamed of the fact that he is family. But if I were to say that something bad about Hitler, do I have to pay Hitler's family reparations for saying mean words about a person that killed 6 million? Like, like, yeah, what he said was terrible. Like, one of the worst things you can say, but you shouldn't have to, pay the families of the victims. That's just stupid. Silent Hill 2 trending in the United Kingdom. one game in each row. I don't know if a row is vertical or horizontal, but I'm gonna go with horizontal. So Resi 1, well, the director's cut Resi, even though that terrible music. Resi 4, Manhunt. Oh, or Resi 3. I gotta say Resi 3. Dead Space. Resi 2 or Dead Space. I can say Dead Space for diversity's sake. And Resi 7. Like, I know Dead Space 2 is there, all of Dead Space 2, but it's Resi 7. But, yeah, for some reason people taught me Silent Hill 2. I wouldn't say it's enough for it to be true. And the same goes for VR chat. Because it can, like, something like this can like ever be considered trending if something big is happening. I really love that song copyright music. Basically, Kevin Bridges sold out the SSEC 16 nights in a row in 2015, and Frankie Boyle finally realised his crap comedy was out of step with what audiences wanted. Do you think it had anything to do with you? LMAO. Kevin never made edgy jokes like Boyle. I'm not going to say it was me. Yeah, it's got nothing to do with Kevin Bridges, although, I mean, when he, like, really the only Kevin Bridges joke I've ever seen, other than when he was on, like, other than Cinnamon Cat's Countdown, the only joke I've seen from Kevin Bridges was him talking about how the BNP are allowing black people. And that entire bit was quite watered down, but I feel like even though it's undeniable that the Taliban are the bad guys, like I have a feeling that people will be like, because like basically the joke, and this is relevant to BNP, but it was a bit that he did after. That was part of the same video that I watched. Excuse me. The joke was he was on a train. Asian woman got on the train and sat down next to this guy. The guy immediately got up and sat next to Kevin, who was only like 4 rows behind where the Asian woman now is. And it's like he's talking to Kevin, saying like, basically she's a terrorist. And Kevin saying, yeah, I see what you mean, man. You're just being safe. She might be carrying a bomb, so you went and sat 4 rows behind. Like the only thing that you'll be dodging with that distance is a stink bomb. And then he says like, it's like smell. I know I should probably show on the clip because obviously he's more funny than me when he's telling it, but it's like smelly Taliban bastard. So someone opened the window. There's been a terrorist attack. Like, if I post that, they'll be taken down for being offensive. So it was a light thing, but that was dodging lasers. But yeah, Marcus, right? Kevin never made an edgy joke clip, or I've already said that. Whoops. Marcus wasn't saying that it was him because Marcus was arrested in 2016. Marcus was saying 2015. Mark, would you like to move to America? Love my country too much, but I don't mind visiting a lot. Why? Just why do you have to go all the way back to the top of your dick? Free market libertarian accuses someone of following market trends and doesn't like it for some reason. When you're a free market libertarian, you're never allowed to have any negative opinions about anything related to the free market. Rose Twitter, who spent the last 6 years saying I'm not a comedian, are all having a meltdown because I'm on a poster for a comedy tour. As per usual, all our knowledge only comes from headlines 2016. Not the articles, just the headlines. They don't read further than that. To be honest, you know, I am most times. Also misinformed that they don't even know about my YouTube channel and actually think I toured the country doing gigs that involved getting my dog to race crap while trying to get people to join the EDL. Twitter's a wonderful place where a complete lack of knowledge on a subject will never stop someone from spewing some absolute BS about it. A bread tuber recently made a hour-and-a-half video on your Roe v. Wade trolling, judging by the thumbnail. They don't like your sense of humor now, LMAO. Bread tubers don't like humor in general. Well, I mean, Fosh and a bunch of people like Fosh always like, you know, they hate Stone Toss, but then they admit that Stone Toss is funny. Like Fosh, like went in depth about what makes Stone Toss such a great cartoonist, even though he hates Stone Toss. What's a bread tuber? Bread tuber is someone who makes thousands to millions of dollars every month for making content telling you why helping poor people is someone else's job. Basically, it's just left wing YouTube, but like, even though it's just not really political, I know that she is kind of political because she said like she was for Bernie and all, but I don't really consider that political. Nico Lowell, I think her name is. Like she would be considered a bread tuber because she bought like a $2 million apartment or something like that, and people are saying like, "But you used to say tax the rich. What happened to that?" And all her army of simps were like, $2 million is not rich. Well, if $2 million is not rich, you mind, lending me 2 mil? Don't know. I think I've seen people making fun of you. I saw that too, but that's just funny. Most of it is just usual crying. Hulu is rejecting their ads calling out GOP attacks on abortion access and gun safety. Their shitty policies amount to outrageous political censorship. Americans serve no truth about these issues, and Hulu has no right to block it. Like, let me just read what the headline says. Democrats fume at Disney's Hulu for blocking ads on abortion, guns, on January 6th. So I'm guessing you guys will change your whole view on private companies can do what they want thing then? Headlines like Big PP Man ruined the Highlands, terrifies locals. Joe Biden is not local. I roam the moors, subsisting purely on a diet of Canadian backpackers. Caring about population and claim, what are you, a white supremacist? Well, I'm about. The more you say I can't say something, the more urgent it is for me to say it. Dave Chappelle. I hate my job, I can't wait to get out of the military. You've been dishonorably discharged for this post. Okay, so this time I remembered. So it is the front cover of The Guardian from the 18th of January 2022. I can't think of anything that happened on that day, except maybe that's when Russia started threatening to invade Ukraine, but from the brief glance I got at the front cover, I don't think it is. It's something to do with Dominic Cummings, or Cumming, whatever his name is. And I realised last night that the problem with media studies is that you have two choices. You can either constantly update it, so they make it so that we are studying the current thing, but in this day and age, the current thing changes like every week. It would be impossible to study the current thing in September and do an exam on it in May because it would no longer be the current thing. But or you can change it constantly. Problem with that is that we are studying Zoella, who, if you don't remember, because she hasn't really been popular since 2015, she is a beauty vlogger, and that's really it. I think it's because she's the most popular one. She had a couple books that, well, she didn't even write them, but her name is on it. She got the money, and she was most likely on TV a lot. But I don't think that we should be studying her because the last time that she was really big was when we were in primary school. I think we should study something a bit more current. I can't think of what that is. I can't think of a particular person. I would think just TikTok in general. But this TikTok in general would be hard to do. Even more so than typical media studies stuff. Because there is no current person for anything really. Vlogging is dead. There's not really anyone that does it who is big anymore. I mean, people like Zoella still have tens of millions of subscribers, but when you look at their view count, it's a couple 100,000 if they're lucky, which, while is good, it's not big, really. But this is all and the reason why I'm talking about it is the fact that she's uploading daily now. It better be that that they're refreshing it for 2024, and the teachers got to know ahead of time to prepare, and she's making these videos just now, and then she's gonna dip for years on, hopefully they don't change it for years. So if they don't change it for years, she will dip for years. Oh, it's called The Guardian, which makes it sound like it's caring for us. Well, maybe that's what it started out as, but I mean, The Guardian is just a bunch of people, calling their viewers or their audience, readers, whatever, stupid. That's basically what it all is. You are stupid because you don't support whatever, feminism, socialism, BLM, etc. But the paper's been out for a while, which means it has a sense of tradition. It doesn't. The Guardian is not traditional in any way. It is a very progressive paper. Oh, the fact that it said that it's paper of the year makes it sound like it's award winning. No, that confirms it's award winning. What you mean is that it makes it sound like a good paper. And opinions aside, The Guardian is a crap paper. The high price of £2.50 makes it sound like it's for a middle class audience. Maybe, but there's also the fact that they're just dying out. And for the online version of not just The Guardian but loads of other newspapers, they do this thing where even if you accidentally click on one of their articles and immediately close it down, they are able to know that you are looking at one of their articles, and they will count down. You have a certain amount of articles that you're able to read for free, and then after that you have to pay for them. Although most of the time it seems like you read one article, or you try and read one article, and it's like, oh, you're out of free articles. Really? I've never used your website before. Okay, I don't know what you're about to get into, but just talking about the headline, what we miss about working in the office that are showing. Brooklyn Nine-Nine, a crap show. The UK Office, a crap show. And the IT Crowd, a show so funny that it is actually being labelled as the UK's funniest comedy according to science. Although Lad Bible were the people that reported that, so that's not really trustworthy. It's not a trustworthy source. But let's go. Let's hear her talk about how funny these shows are. The language includes the readers. Okay, so they say what we instead of what I or anything like that. But includes the readers and makes them feel part of a community. More like part of a cult. Reflects context at the time. Keep a note, the time is the 18th of January 2022. Where many people were working from home due to the pandemic could be relatable. But she said, lockdown. I mean, maybe there could be in England, but there were no lockdowns on the 18th of January 2022. In fact, so far in 2022 there haven't been any lockdowns. Okay, so I didn't pause the video in time. I should probably have been talking about Brooklyn Nine-Nine Office and IT Crowd now. But she said that I forgot what she said. Reinforces a capitalist society that encourages people to value working. That is a good thing, but you are wrong, because The Guardian is full of communists. Here we go. Work is represented in a fun and positive way. Example, intersectional references to parties and romances in shows like The Office and Brooklyn Nine-Nine. Well, I mean, it should be important to point out that the UK Office aired in 2001. Because now, a scene like that, well, I mean, The Office just wouldn't work in 2022. It would be too offensive. But, like, that kissing scene from The Office would have Martin Freeman's character, have to attend a sexual harassment seminar. Speaking of sexual harassment, I realised that Carl has been saying rape a lot, so I'm not gonna let YouTube deem who gets to say words and who doesn't, because I said it and I got took back for violating the sex and the policy. He says it multiple times and nothing, so I don't care. Also, the parties in Brooklyn Nine-Nine, maybe that's the Guardian trying to, I don't want to use the word hypnotize, that doesn't seem right, but, since it's been probably so long since people were working in the office, working in the work instead of working at home, that the Guardian think that they're able to trick the reader into thinking, oh yeah, I remember work being a fun place, where it's like the Halloween episodes of Brooklyn Nine-Nine. And well, Brooklyn Nine-Nine is an American comedy. American comedies aren't really realistic. I mean, just look at the UK Office versus the American Office. The parties in Brooklyn Nine-Nine just wouldn't happen in real life, especially not in a police station. Also, if you try to make work seem like a fun place where it's full of romance and an adventure, why did they use the IT Crowd? And the IT Crowd is a hilarious comedy. It's only one out of the three that I like. In fact, I love it. But this photo seems very boring. Oh my god. She called it. And I think I've talked about this. Yeah, I have. Because she's talked about the IT Crowd before. And she just called it the It Crowd. clearly, somehow, she has not seen the show. Because if... Sorry, what I was trying to say before I was so rudely interrupted by my brother thinking he's funny by going pretending to sleep in my bed. And the reason why he stopped is because our mum came upstairs and, every time someone goes to the door, he stops. And then she saw him exiting my room, went, "What are you doing?" And I explained, saying, "Well, because he thinks he's funny." He goes, "I am funny, you're not funny." When I never said I was funny to him. He knows nothing about, anything of the last year when it comes to school. And when it comes to his comedy, his jokes, in air quotes, are repeated all the time. Nothing unique at all. Anyway, I'm tired. I'm pretending to sleep in the bed, and he's been doing that for a couple of years now. But anyway, don't know how, but it's clear. Well, I know how, I know, but I don't know how you haven't seen it. But it is clear that you have never seen the IT Crowd, because if you would have seen the IT Crowd, you would have said that, right, they're working with computers, also known as information technology, or IT. The IT Crowd. Because there's three of them and three's a crowd. Stereotypical workplace scenarios makes it easier to understand for audience. And her example is the kissing from The Office. I mean, the show is, it's supposed to be relatable to people who've worked in offices, but office romance isn't really common at all. Okay, so when she was saying that, it was intentional that they're showing parties and all because, you're missing out on parties. Because the main article is about Partygate. Now, she's saying that Partygate was 100% the Tory party, and while I am pretty sure that's true, you should not forget to mention that the Labour Party was also somewhat connected to the parties, because the man who is responsible for lockdown and the rules is Matt Hancock. And you may have forgotten this because it seems that this morning the show has forgotten about it. But he was breaking lockdown rules with a Labour member before Partygate happened. He was one of the people advocating for the rules, and he was sleeping with the enemy. Dominic Cummings isn't loyal to the Tory party. No, because he wants to impress his Labour mistress, who he was caught shagging during lockdown. What was I going to say? And he was hoping to take the light away, or the spotlight away from him, because people were angry that he was breaking the rules. So he had to say, but these people were breaking the rules as well, and it worked. Because of Partygate, people have just forgotten that Matt Hancock broke it before Partygate, because now they're treating him like royalty, basically. The fact that Bojo was walking his dog in a beanie and shorts with fishing on them makes him look weird. Oh, he's weird. Well, I mean, people always talk about his hair. It's... he was already perceived as weird. Oh, the Guardian are left-leaning. They are anti-conservative. But you said that they were traditional. So you
you have to contradict yourself in a media studies exam, because you have to say that both The Guardian are traditional and that they are not traditional. And people say that you can win at media studies. Right, so he looks very messy, and that's representative of how messy Boudleau's handling of the situation is. Well, other than not partying, what would you do differently from Boudleau? I'm not trying to justify the man's actions. I'm just like, people always say that, always talk crap about Boudleau, but then don't actually offer any advice for what should be done differently. The Guardian is apparently, according to the Media Studies Exam Board, they are. I'm sorry, I can't deal with the BS of this statement, this false information, but they are saying that the Guardian is not biased. They are. So, not only is the media board contradictory, so is the Guardian. Well, we already knew that, but so Bojo is a bad person. The British government are evil, but the British government are also good guys because they're sending tanks to Ukraine or something like that. This bloody terminology is so stupid. Right, so we'll talk about this when it came to the Sun yesterday, so we'll give you a wee bit of the article, and it'll say, continue reading on page whatever. But the Guardian just has an arrow. And apparently that's an Enigma code, which means it's a question. No, not really. It's like, okay, if I want to know more, I continue to page 5. That's it. Oh, sorry, not the Guardian. The Tories are dishonest and not trustworthy when it comes to face masks. No, it's not. It is not the Conservatives that are the problem when it comes to face masks. And you have no excuse to not know that, considering this article was released on the 18th of January 2022. Because in like May 2021, through the Freedom of Information Act, it was released a document from Anthony Fauci, who is the main corona expert in America, and he said that for face masks, people with corona should be wearing it, and people who don't shouldn't.